Now that you've relaxed and alive in the garden, come kick it with us at Golden Hour. This is the Golden Hour Grinder with your host, Ariel Hoskins, and a new co-host every week. Shall we continue? My name is Ariel Hoskins.
And my name is Kayla Thomas.
And welcome to the Golden Hour
Grounding.
Psst. This is a continuation on a previous topic I talked about on my radio show. We haven't talked about this topic yet, though. But this will be very much so talked about in the near future. And remember, my show airs every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, so make sure you go check it out. Now, let's jump into it. Kayla, I got a question for you, ma'am.
What's up?
Do you believe in a person's given word?
No.
Why not?
Because I believe in action rather than a person's word. Because a person can say something in the moment, or they can just say it because it's so much easier than actually doing it.
Okay, so how about this? Let me put it in this different limelight, right? Okay. So what about your friends, like people who are in your close circle? Do you believe in like most of the words they say, or at least they're giving word when it's given to you?
That depends. If it's like a friend that you just met in that like week or a month or 2 months or so, then the first few times, yes, I'll believe their word. And then I understand what type of person they really are. And they back it up with their actions. But if it's like a friend that you've known for years and you know their pattern, you know what they're doing, then it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's put it in line. Like, you and me are very close friends. We we got a little group that we in or whatever, a group of friends, right? So let's take those friends into consideration.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to be funny. We take those friends into consideration, right? Let's say it's hard for me to say this without saying names. Okay, we can say Toddy. Can you, because Toddy was on my show. Can you take Toddy's word into consideration?
Yes.
Always. That's a given. That's a given.
We know who she is.
Okay, what about the boys? Ooh. we gonna leave it at that because we don't want to get into it. No, ma'am. We cannot get too in deep with that. So how about, okay, say you met a person, say it's the beginning of the school year, and you just meeting people, or new people, new transfers, new freshmen, stuff like that. You meet them, and they give you a given word, like, okay, we can hang out so-and-so. You gonna believe you gonna hang out with that person?
No.
Again? But
it has to be, no.
But
I wouldn't. I mean, it's really up to like the person. Like if you and that person start texting after that situation, like, girl, I just had class, or hey girl, I'm finna head to lunch, and if they keep downing your
word,
your like attempts to hang out and everything, then no, you don't believe their word.
Because like the way I see it, if I met you and like we could say we have a few conversations, but it's Alcorn. You remember, like, think about it. We're at Alcorn. You run into a lot of the same people all the time. So it's very possible you could see that person again.
Like associates, like the person you always see like in the lunchroom and say, girl, we have to hang out. Then
that usually never happens sometimes.
That usually never happens sometimes.
Unless it happens like if everybody in the parking lot, you see them and they tag along.
But if you have like one of those friends that thinks about you and be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to hang out with old girl. So, and then you automatically start texting them saying, hey, you want to hang out? I have this to do and this to do. We can, make time for each other. That's basically it.
Okay, so let's bring it back to like the closest friends. Like, what's some given words that you've been like if somebody says this, you don't believe them automatically?
Dang, I don't have one.
I would tell you this is my go-to, and this has come up as a recent. I'm busy. That's the one thing that gets me. Everybody, you are on a college campus, you're at a university, everybody's busy, but we still make time to do other extracurriculars. Just like, think about it. If you say I'm busy too. I have my own stuff to do. For example, I have my own business.
Period.
I do radio shows. I have to write essays every day. Almost every day. Almost every day. Whoopsie. This close. I have to write essays almost every week, every day. I also have to create whole new program logs. I have to do a lot of stuff. Find music, new music, something I cannot repeat on my radio show.
Yeah.
So I'm busy.
But I think of it, I always have like a two way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know me, y'all know me.
Yeah.
I need my me time.
Everybody needs their me time.
And sometimes my day gets so cluttered of people wanting to hang out with me so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you and me trying to get out of that yes person mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say no sometimes to people.
I feel like it's certain people you can say
hard.
no to.
Yeah, it's certain people and they will understand, but it's also certain people that you feel like, okay, you feel like they've given you so many things,
mm-hmm.
and you want to return that favor
because you kind of feel like you owe them in a way.
Yeah,
but
you
it's
owe
like
them in a way, like
ooh.
almost like damn, you don't want to seem like a take friend.
Yeah, or Indian giver. No, not an Indian giver, because Indian givers they give and take it back.
Yeah.
So,
but just like basically. I understand some people would always, and they're busy. They have so much stuff on their plate, and they not used to having that type of stress, or they need to get used to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they bombard themselves with so many shit.
So much stuff to do. So much stuff to do.
Excuse me.
Excuse
I apologize.
us, please.
Stuff to do. So yeah. That's basically what
do you also think that like a person's gender, or like a man or a female, like if they're a man or a female and they're giving you a certain word, so we could take it back to saying one of our closest friends, like girlfriends or stuff like that, if they give us their word, it's most likely we'll take it, like, and we know they'll do.
Well,
or like with a guy, one of our closest guy friends, if they say it, it's 60-40 half the time. 60-40.
That's what I was just about to say.
You can't even say 50-50 with boys half the time.
Like, going back to our friends, like, the girls, I know when we say 6:30, we leaving at 7.
Yeah. That's because, okay, everybody be ready at 6:30. So we'll be waiting on whoever we need, like our rides and stuff. But that's reasonable. With a boy, my goodness gracious.
God.
I'm telling you, we say a specific time. We say 7 o'clock.
And they be lollygagging and be done by 9. We be out 7. They come out by 9. Oh, I had to take a shower.
I had to take a shower.
Bad.
We had to figure out whose car we're taking.
I hate that. They be killing me, bro. I'm like, hey, okay, we hanging out at such and so time. It's 5 o'clock
on the dot.
I'm in my drop coming top. By 7.
If 2 plus 2 is 4, if 5 plus 5 is 10, what is this? What is this?
So, yeah, it depends. It depends.
Well, this was a really good conversation, Kayla, and I am so glad that you could have this little podcast conversation with me. And you best to believe we will bring it back on the radio station one day.
Thank you for having me.
It is always a pleasure to have Miss Kayla Marissa Thomas. Okay, Miss Kayla Thomas.
Well, thank you.
So, everybody, this is the end of our podcast. I really do appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you do tune into my radio shows every Wednesday at 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock, not 9 o'clock in the morning, because I'm not waking up that early. 8 o'clock at night every Wednesday. And this has been the Golden Hour Grounding. Thank you again, Miss Kayla, for joining us. And we'll be right back. What, next week? Next week. Next week, obviously. Thank you. Have a nice night or day whenever y'all are listening to this.